Greetings, friends. Thank you for listening to The Hands of History, a production of the Society of Massage Archives, the only nonprofit dedicated to preserving the history of massage and body work. Because of people like you, the Society of Massage Archives exists. An archive is more than a collection of old papers and objects. It is a deliberate, organized effort to preserve history, the records, stories, and voices that would otherwise be discarded, damaged, or lost to time. Thanks to our Founders Club, 50 individuals who stepped up to help build the foundation for preserving the history of massage therapy, SOMA's work is now underway. That support has made it possible for us to begin safeguarding the stories, documents, and artifacts that have shaped our profession. But preservation isn't a one-time act, it's ongoing work. We're building something lasting. Whether it's digitizing collections, expanding access, or integrating historical knowledge into practice and education, SOMA is demonstrating how massage history matters. As a 501c3 nonprofit, we are working towards a dedicated, professionally maintained archive, one that protects our past and makes it accessible for future generations. If you believe that massage therapy's past deserves long-time care, access, and stewardship, we invite you to become a recurring contributor. Whether it's $20 a month or any amount that feels right to you, every gift, big or small, goes a long way in fulfilling our mission. Your monthly contribution helps sustain SOMA's operations year-round, so history stays alive and available for everyone in our community. History doesn't preserve itself. People do. Learn more about becoming a recurring supporter today at societyofmassagearchives.org. Thank you. The Society of Massage Archives invites you to join us for a virtual book club and discussion circle, a monthly 90-minute virtual deep dive into Dr. Patricia Benjamin's book, The Emergence of the Massage Therapy Profession in North America, A History in Archetypes. This isn't your typical book club. It's a conversation where we'll read the emergence chapter by chapter, reflect on the stories, struggles, and triumphs that shaped our profession, and explore how the past informs our current and future circumstances. Discussion circles are moderated by SOMA's Executive Board of Directors, with special guest hosts and Q&A sessions with the author, Dr. Benjamin. Registrants will receive access to the ebook format, courtesy of Sutherland Chan School of Massage in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Virtual meetings will be held on the second Monday of each month at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 4:30 p.m. Mountain, and 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Visit our social media on Facebook and Instagram, or our website at societyofmassagearchives.org to learn more and get registered today. We'll see you soon.
Who would you put in your hot seat right now?
I think Nancy Dale would be a wonderful person for you to interview.
I would say, off the top of my head, Nancy Dale, who has been running for many, many years, Down East School of Massage in Maine. Sally Neiman, the main school in Minnesota for quite a while. Very articulate. There's a woman named Jan Schwartz, who was associated with massage history and various massage organizations. She's in Tucson. Ben Benjamin. Judith Aston, who co-taught with Ida Rolf for a while, and she's still around. It'd be important to talk with Judith, I think.
Yeah, find Paul St. John, because he really was a major inspiration for the concept of neuromuscular therapy in the United States. Judith Walker Delaney.
Heal Well, Callan Carey, if they haven't yet. Terrence Bonner, he's both an esthetician and massage therapist and a Black male, so having that perspective. Erica Clinton, she was the director at Swedish. I think she started as a counselor when I was in school. Then she went to the director, so now she just stepped down, but that's a big role to speak to her about that. She's with Heal Well as well now, but she's also with the Society of Oncology, I believe. Oh, Adrian from the Massage Therapy Foundation.
There's a man named Stan Dawson. I don't know if you've ever met Stan Dawson, but he was one of the presidents of the Alliance, one of the original people in the Alliance. He's a chiropractor. I'm in love with Nancy Dale. Like, she's one of my massage mothers. I would love to see Nancy's perspective on this. I think Iris Berman would really be someone that you would enjoy interviewing. Iris is someone who I've traveled with and spent lots and lots of time with, and was with her even the night when her husband Ed died. And I think that there's a woman that she had a school in Arizona. Her name is Margaret Avery.
Ryan Hoyme, a massage nerd, knew we were both creating these websites, and we would be up in the middle of the night emailing each other, because that was the only way to communicate back then. What are you doing? What about this? And we would share resources and share ideas through email, and we were always both up late, and we knew it. So it's interesting things too was that my examiner was this woman named Susan Rosen, and if you look through the archive that I have here of the licensing process in Washington State, I have a whole plastic tub full of handwritten documents from back at that time when licensing was just starting, and it's all Susan Rosen. This woman, Ruth Williams, she has long passed away. I don't know how long she lived. Her daughter is a woman named Patty Kruschke, who had a massage school over there in Spokane, Washington for years and years. I'm trying to get her to see if we could talk to her, to see if she can remember things about what her mother was doing, because it's all right there if she can remember.
Thought about this a little bit, and a name that comes to mind, and again, this is kind of like, this will be along your theme of tracking geography relationships. I would love to see you have a conversation with Grace Chan in Toronto, because you will get a lot more of the Canadian perspective of what massage and manual therapy has done there. And she's been around for a very long time and watched all the same kind of thing grow and evolve, and interacted a good bit with the AMTA in the early years here as well. She would be a fascinating person, I think, to bring in to kind of get another different perspective about that as well.
Who would you encourage to participate in a future episode of this podcast?
Nancy Dale at the Down East School of Massage in Maine, and her knowledge of not just the school business, but of the important gathering of information. Her books have been incredibly helpful to many massage schools over the years. She has a New England approach, a Maine approach that I just love. And she was involved in the development of the Council of Schools in its early days. So educational development was something that she was involved in from the time she was in her 30s. I think she's one of the better educators in massage therapy, and certainly has a rich history.
I would say most of my references are probably still alive, but need to be captured, before they pass on. So Dean Juhan, I would love to see Dean Juhan and his discussion of the history, and Paul St. John. I think he was really caused me to think about how I was applying things. Would love to see Grace Chan, who is the co-founder of the school I went to, and her partner, Christine Sutherland.
I think I would name, just to give a different perspective, would be Deborah Curtis of the Sutherland Chan School of Massage Therapy up in Toronto. She was involved in all this stuff in the early 90s. So she was involved early on. So she would have that perspective, both of what was going on in the United States, which she was really a part of, and also of Canada. But she could speak to that period in the early 90s where things were starting to cook. There are a lot of things happening, especially within the schools. The schools were the drivers of the upgrade, let's call it, of professionalism in the early 90s. It really was the schools, and she was involved in that very, very much so. I nominate Deborah Curtis. Yeah, she'll be surprised to hear that. But yeah, Sutherland Chan School, it's still going on, still going strong, I guess, up in Canada.
Has some ideas. Elan Schachter, for sure, and Dawn Schmidt.
Actually, a couple of the people I mentioned today, Dolly Wallace, Nicole Miller, I think both of them would do fantastic. Christopher Deary. There are a lot of names of people who are doing a lot for our profession and have their own unique experience, insights, and motivations.
Have you guys already talked to John Boletto? I mean, Patty Glenn has been involved with FSMTB and all that stuff for so long. I feel like Brianne Pinkson, who worked at Dartmouth Hitchcock for like 40 years as a licensed practical nurse and a massage therapist who just retired, she has seen all kinds of things. There are so many people, I think, who sort of aren't famous and have changed what the profession is and has become.
There's a whole kind of crew of people that I grew up with in the profession in the 80s. I don't know, are you familiar with Nancy Dale? It has persisted. And I just love people who persist from our era. So she's definitely one that I would point to. Steve Kitts, he would be somebody who'd be interesting to hear from, because he was also part of that group, and he started and owned the major massage school in Connecticut, which had 3 campuses at its peak.
So I think I mentioned it before, but I think Sakina Arizari would be a wonderful person to bring on. Her work on Black maternal health and racial bias is really profound and gives a lot of really great insight. So especially for anybody that's not only just in pregnancy massage, but just in general. Alyssa Haynes, of course. I mean, her unique positioning of independent massage therapist business owners, like it's a must have. And I love she's like no nonsense. And I can't say enough about her. Kathy Ryan on fascial research and fascial history would be great. Rajam Rose, she is a massage therapist and she ran the San Diego Pain Summit. So the San Diego Pain Summit is what first introduced me to the biopsychosocial model, and a lot of the work of that whole group of people, which is another conversation for another day. And then Tracy Walton, because learning and using the Walton pressure scale has really made a huge impact in my work and understanding what pressure is.
Oh my goodness. There's so many that I admire. I don't want to say one and not mention another. Someone that I know that has, had a very long and very successful career. Have you talked to Mike McGillicuddy yet? Massage therapist. I have no idea how many years, and he's had a school for many, many years. And I would think he would be a good one to interview because he has seen a lot of things come and go. He's seen a lot of changes. Michael is in Florida. Another person was one of the people that I co-authored a book with. His name is Dorel Lakatos. Dorel came here from Romania, and he has a very successful massage school up in Pennsylvania.
Who should we talk to next?
So Trish Dryden and I worked in massage therapy. She was in the regulatory side of things. I was on the association side of things. And we eventually discovered that we were working very similarly around trauma. Trish has been retired for a while, but she was the mover and shaker in massage therapy in the 80s and 90s. There's no question. She established, with the help of a couple of other people, she worked on the establishment of a program in massage therapy at one of the community colleges in Toronto, Centennial College. And she is a remarkable individual and did so much in trauma. So she's one. Janet Kahn, she was living in Vermont, and Janet, I can't tell you all the things that she's been involved with, but she's been involved with research in ways that are just remarkable. And Ruth Werner and Diana Thompson and all of these major iconic names.
Maybe somebody like Nancy Dale, school owner, I think that would be a really good thing. And entry-level education is a whole area that I have little to no experience with. So I think, that would be a really good thing.
I would like to talk to two people, Christine Sutherland, and I would also like to talk to Grace Chan, who's the other founder of the school. How they got this amazing idea to get this school off the ground. Yeah, those are two folks I would talk to.
I mentioned her before, but I'll go with Bernadette Murray. She is our ambassador.
Yeah. Because in research, when I went to school, the person that we were told about most often was about Dr. Tiffany Fields from the Touch Research Institute in Miami, Florida.
To the CAMTC from AMTA. She served as the GR chair for California as well. She has her license in Texas. So she's she was active during the history of the Massage Therapy Act in California and the birth of the CMTC, and has a firsthand account of it all.
Dr. Nikki Monk. And now you fast forward today, I think Dr. Monk is that equivalent. Like, she is one of the folks who is really championed massage therapy research and helping us understand why we are so helpful and how our work works. And so I think she would be a great person to listen to.
I think that Dr. Sarah Fogarty, so she and I do some work together on the journal and have done a couple of research projects together. I think having an Australian history component to this would be really phenomenal. I certainly think the Grace Chans and Deborah Curtis of the world, who have been advocating for the profession and for education for a long time. I don't know if they're always massage therapists, but I think like a Christopher Moyer and his perspective on massage therapy as a researcher, and I think he would self-identify as an outsider, would be really interesting too, because I think he got a crash course in massage therapy and certainly had a lot of interaction with us for a number of years. So it'd be interesting to see what he thinks about all of these different topics and what he's experienced of massage therapy.
Chris Moyer, Kristen Andrade, although she is now in Europe, Canadians, Kalyani Premkumar, I'm looking at her textbook here, Anatomy and Physiology of the Massage Connection. So Kalyani Premkumar was on my dissertation committee, and she has written multiple textbooks in massage therapy. She is a MD, PhD, MBA massage therapist. Now, she didn't practice here, but in her home country. That was definitely part of her work. She's an individual with, she has retired from academia, but she's an individual that has contributed hugely. I'm looking at a textbook here from Kathy Ryan on traumatic scar tissue management. Kathy has a wealth of knowledge and information at multiple levels of leadership in massage therapy in Canada. And Dr. Kenya Richmond, they will have wealth of information. I suspect.
I mean, they're much younger than me. They've been in the profession for less long, but they are having very, very profound influence on the future of massage therapy research. And that's Nikki Monk, Dr. Monk, and Dr. Kennedy.
Trying really hard to think about this too. I have respected like what Benny Vaughn and Joe Muscolino have accomplished in the field. But also, Sasha Shatow, his daughter, she has taken on a lot of like preserving his legacy. So it could be an interesting perspective. It's like anything. You might have to pester people.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider donating to the Society of Massage Archives so we can continue to bring you this episode and other resources to fulfill our mission of preserving and integrating the historical knowledge of massage therapy's professional advocacy and traditional techniques to guide and enrich our contemporary practices. Thank you. You are listening to the Hands of Podcast, a production of the Society of Massage Archives. You can learn more about the Society at societyofmassagearchives.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Do you know someone whose hands have helped shape the practice of massage? If you or someone you know would make a great guest for future episodes of this podcast, please email the Society at societyofmassagearchives@gmail.com. Society of Massage Archives, all one word, @gmail.com.